there, Tom, on the 9th.
Council at 9:30 or 10 tomorrow. Is that anybody here? Tomorrow, okay. Nope, next Wednesday you got it. Right after.
Well,
Second floor. All right, thanks.
we're gonna have discussion.
Before you vote.
Yes, oh yeah, this is just.
This is open. Yeah, it is, it's just, and it takes 2 days.
One of our board members is asked to place a reconsideration of motion to postpone, which was approved at our last board meeting. Staff, would you please provide the parliamentary review?
Sure. The motion to reconsider was required to be and was published in the paper on December 5th, 2018, on the basis that Commissioner Leddy, as a member that voted on the prevailing side of a motion to postpone a permit at last meeting, he asked that a motion be, or a notice be published in the paper, that he may make a motion to reconsider the motion to postpone from the last meeting. Any member of the board may second a motion to reconsider. Because the public hearing was already held and closed, the motion to reconsider is debatable only by the board, but it does require a 2/3 majority vote to approve. If the motion to reconsider is approved, the board will resume its discussion of the Crown Ridge conditional use permit request. So what I mean by that is that if Commissioner Leddy makes his motion and there is a second, the board will then hold discussion. Once discussion is closed and the chair calls for the vote, it will require 5 out of 7 votes in order to bring discussion back on the conditional use permit with those conditions as were up there. And then discussion would come back on that on the permit itself.
Is there someone who wants to make a motion to reconsider? And is there a second?
Yes, I'll make a motion to reconsider our action. To postpone. That's the correct motion.
Correct.
And I'll second it. Well, now I have discussion on the motion.
Yes, I just felt after the last meeting that after giving it some thought and considering we were considering another conditional use permit tonight, that there's no reason to delay action, and I think we should move forward and take action on the, make sure I have the right, the Crown Ridge Wind project. Because that was my rationale for making this motion.
I think that Mark Reachcom made some points tonight in his presentation. I think that Mike might have been relating to that. We attached to that motion and stuff setback ordinance, also noise and stuff. So we had added on. So I'm thinking we're legislating there, and with what we attached to that motion.
Yeah, no, agreed. I think we took some actions that night that after further thought we maybe shouldn't have, and I think we should take it back up tonight to have some discussion and move forward with final action.
But I think we're opening ourselves up for a lawsuit. As Mark said, that we would be legislating. And I do believe there
probably as far as lawsuits go, they will be taken,
Yeah.
there'll be lawsuits either way, I'm sure. I don't think you have to worry about that part. It's just who's being defended.
I mean, we're legislating.
Well, again, Martha made it very clear that it had to be an extreme reason. And I guess for myself, I think the health, I think the safety, the welfare of the public should be first. And
Mr. Chair, as a parliamentarian, I think we're having discussion on what happens
Well,
after the fact.
it's part of the motion, isn't it?
Well, no, the motion is just to bring it back, and then if it,
Why?
and if it gets there, and it's your druthers, I'm just,
Yeah.
as a parliamentarian.
It's a but why.
Yeah, that's fine,
Okay.
That's what it's about, I think.
that's fine. No, I mean, I just want to make sure you understand.
But anyway, I don't think that, I don't think we want to put anybody at risk. And I kind of wonder, the whole thing, it's not really a popularity contest, that's for darn sure. I think the issue goes right back to a citizen, whoever they might be, and their rights too. And if there is real jeopardy, if there's real possible loss of value, risk to health, I think we've heard enough testimony. Everybody says the testimony don't count, but if we would articulate it, categorize it, and actually decipher some of it, maybe we would have more of a legitimate cause for all these motions. And I think that's doable and possible. Is the science part of it being really used in this debate? Anybody else?
The one we approved tonight already had all those stipulations in their proposal and stuff. Those stipulations we added on to the other one.
For clarification, Mr. Chair, for clarification, Mr. Chair, the motion on the table is to make a motion to reconsider the postponement of any action on this permit request until after the county commission meets and has a second reading on an ordinance. So, just so everybody is clear, if that motion is successful, then you are back up here talking about numbers 1 through 5. If the motion does not pass, then we're back to where we were on the 13th of November, waiting for the commission to make up their minds sometime down the road. Just so everybody's understood.
So, Mr. Chair, I move the question.
Is there any other discussion?
Call the roll. Call the roll.
Clarify what a yes means.
I-
I mean, just so everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In this case, the person who made the motion has asked the chair acknowledged that it's time to call the roll on the vote for a motion to reconsider the postponement of the Crown Ridge 2 conditional use permit with conditions. A yes vote makes it so you can discuss that permit itself more and presumably to act upon that. A no vote would say leave it postponed as was initially pointed out. In November, what was the day of the meeting?
13th.
On November
Does
13th.
everybody understand what a yes and a no is?
Thank you.
Marcoletti?
Yes.
Adler?
Yes.
Mock?
Yes.
McCulloch?
Yes.
Weber?
No.
Sparks?
Yes.
Pulaski?
No.
2 no, 5 yes.
So Luke, why don't you tell them what happens?
Sure. That motion passed with a 2/3 majority. That's 5 yes, 2 no.
So what's
So at this point,
everything except for 6?
sure, at this point, the board is back to board discussion on the Crown Ridge 1, Crown Ridge 2 conditional use permit with conditions 1 through 5 as are shown. So the applicant would comply with the proposed wind energy system rules relating to setbacks, noise, flicker, and decommissioning. The haul road agreements to be executed not less than 30 days prior to the construction. Haul road agreement language to include provisions that the adjoining landowners be notified of road closures at least 2 days prior to the road closure, except the conditions identified in staff report, as were read, and then to replace a 1,500-foot setback with a 3/4 mile setback from residences.
Excuse me, who, was that from non-participating residences on number 5 or just residents?
All residences.
Okay.
It was, yeah, so now it's discussion on the motion is where we're at. Motion to approve as amended.
just wondering about the replacement.
1 through 5.
That was with waiver, if I remember.
That was with the waiver.
Okay, you're right.
It did have
Thank you.
It did have a waiver.
I'll write that on there right now. With 3/4 mile setback from residents with waiver, right?
Yeah, because that was amended.
Like that, with waiver? So now we're on discussion on the motion as amended. So
Well, I would like to, I want to make a motion that we strike provision 5.
Yeah, I'll second that. Then we can discuss it.
Letty and Mock?
Motion's been made.
What?
Is that an amendment or a condition?
It's a motion.
He's
It's a
making
motion,
a
it's a
motion to
motion to amend,
The condition.
no, motion to amend the motion as amended.
Welcome to parliamentary
Yeah,
procedure.
yeah, welcome to Robert's Rules. So there's a motion and a second discussion on the motion to amend. Mr. Letty, what's your motion?
Yes.
What's your motion?
Yeah, I think as Commissioner Weber pointed out, I mean, it's clear we took an action that I think is inconsistent with our powers, and that night was, we were headed in a direction I don't think was, that we should have been, and I think this gets us back consistent. The project meets all of the conditions of the county ordinances. We have no basis to put a setback like that on the project, so I think we should remove that provision.
With that, we spent 6 months talking about setbacks, and we come up with 1,500 foot. I mean, that's what we spent night, day, or whatever, how many hours we spent down here. And then just in a 5-minute period, here we come 3/4 of a mile, I think we stay with what we came up with and stay with it, stay with that 1,500 foot. So getting that number 5 out of there is, in my mind.
I guess one of the things that I wish, and one of those was the fact that I wished our alternate could have had a little bit of a voice in what was taking place too. I think we would have maybe had a different set of setbacks too. We did not get their input. It was kind of a closed forum.
But even that being said, then, I agree that what's on the books now is what you guys had here. I'd love to see this changed to 3/4 mile with a waiver, but when they walk in the door and want to know what your ordinance is, that's what it'll read. But right now, this is what's on the books. So,
We're gonna have different setbacks and different compliances for every different wind company.
Which we can't do. As long as we pass the first one tonight, we're pretty much stuck, I'm afraid. And although I'd definitely think
Well, at least it could
that
change
would-
before they seen it would help, right, maybe?
if we would have postponed the second one, and then I think we could have just left this all sit and then waited to see what the commissioners are going to do. But since we went ahead this far, I think we're just gonna have to continue here.
But they came in with the setbacks and the noise levels and stuff that we wanted in their proposal. We didn't go in and add it
No,
to
That's-
this
that's
company's
it, that's-
proposal.
this is, they also came in with the same.
Yeah, I
thing.
agree, that
They
everything looks
said
good, right?
They would do the 1,500 feet,
Yeah.
and then yeah, they came in with the same thing. It's the fact is we've already approved one that came in after them. We can't not approve this. I think
I still worry about the legality of it and stuff, and if we're legislating or not, that's my point. I would like to see them come back with another application with this stuff in it. Rather than us putting it in it, have them come back.
Well, we already didn't
Let's-
have to
We're-
put it in.
it's
They
already- I
agreed
think
to
it's
it,
already-
Let's get back to discussion on the motion, and then I think that's something that can also be brought up.
That's,
The next,
They
the
did
next
put-
step.
They do have 1,500.
The next
Right.
step though, Don, I think there is a motion to be made depending on what happens with this motion.
Okay.
Ask for discussion one more time, please.
is there any more discussion?
So the motion on the table, seconded, is to remove number 5 from the previous amendments. Yeah, staff to call the roll.
Roll call.
To remove number 5, how do you vote, Pulaski?
No.
Sparks?
yes.
Weber?
Yes.
McCullough?
Yes.
Mock?
Yes.
Adler?
Yes.
Leddy?
Yes.
6 to 1, no. 6 to 1,
So-
1 is the vote, no, sorry.
Mr. Chair, the motion to approve subject to,
Yeah.
motion on the floor is to approve subject to amendments 1, 2, 3, and 4. Based upon Commissioner Weber's recent testimony about having the applicant provide this information, the applicant's application has all of these informations. The question is, if you don't want to be legislating that requirement on them, you could say that motion would be to amend this motion to amend by stating that they will conform and comport with the application and build nothing no closer than what's been already described in the application. You can make that, and then you're not legislating, you're just saying what you told us you'll do, you're going to do. If you want to make a motion to that effect.
I so move.
Second,
Sparks, was that you?
yes.
Okay.
Discussion on the motion.
Okay, the motion's been made and second. Is there any more discussion?
So then does that amend point 1?
Point 1, yes.
One.
Ask again, please.
Does anyone else have something to say? Anybody? Roll.
Adler?
Yeah.
Mock?
Yes.
McCullough?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Sparks?
Yes.
Pulaski?
Yes.
Leddy?
Yes.
Unanimous, yes.
We are now on to number 10.
We have only amended the permit.
I'm sorry, motion to append, now you have to use a motion to approve as amended. Is that correct?
Motion's already been made, it is on the floor. You could make more amendments if you want, or you could vote on it, or you could just discuss.
Is there any more discussion? Does anybody else have something to say? Anybody? Roll.
Okay, so this is motion as amended. Leddy?
The application for the Crown Ridge project has been approved by the Board of Adjustment. That will be filed in the office sometime probably before the end of the week. And letter of assurances and conditional, conditions, letter of assurance and findings will be prepared. And Mr. Chair, now we're on to number 10.
Is there anything else that's open?
I believe that Zimmerman had asked.
No, that's number 11.
Oh, okay.
Staff?
Number 11,
Number 11, has anyone signed up to address the board at this time?
Christie Mulligan.
Christy Mullen.
Thank you. I'm just gonna go ahead and read what I sent the Grant County today. And I addressed it to Mark Reedstrom, Karen Lair, Krista Adio, Grootmaker, Nancy Johnson, and Tom Plotsky. I am under the impression that Nancy Johnson and Tom Plotsky did not receive this, even though I did ask it to be sent on. I asked that the wind public hearing be postponed until proper procedures are followed, due process is not denied, and that the following issues be resolved. While preparing notes for the December 17th wind ordinance hearing, I discovered that the minutes for the Planning Commission meeting on November 20th had not been posted as of last Friday, December 14th, 2018. I did request the minutes, and in which the board voted to bring the WES ordinance to a public hearing on December 14th, and as of this writing early this morning, December 17th, the requested minutes were not posted on either the Grant County official website or the wind ordinance website, nor have I had a response concerning the non-posting of the Planning Commission minutes. During the November 20th Planning Commission meeting, it was pointed out that several members of the commission had conflicts of interest. The public was ignored, the police were called, and members remained and participated in the rest of the meeting. By evidence of the public notice and the scheduled hearing, action was taken November 20th, 2018. What other actions were taken? Further, I am concerned that the public notice in the December 5th, 2018 Grant County review, I believe the community members were shortchanged on the 10-day required notice. The public notice states that written comments must be submitted before noon on December 14th. This does not allow 10 days, and without the minutes from the last Planning Commission meeting, November 20th, it is impossible to address the issues. I also received a copy of a letter concerning the Planning Commission members' conflict of interest sent to Mark, Karen, and Krista dated December 10th by an attorney. I am concerned the letter, like many other past communications, have not been passed along to the County Commission members, both the County Commissioners and the Planning Commissioners. Grant County citizens have been denied due process to citizens through lack of transparency, inconsistency in policy and procedure, aggressive behavior, and conflict of interest. Again, I ask that the Planning Commission wind ordinance hearing on December 17th be postponed and the issues be resolved for the betterment of Grant County and its citizens. I attached the letter from that attorney. I attached the public notice in the paper, which did include some incorrect information. Tom, would you like that information that I asked to be sent to you?
If it's public, it's supposed to give it to me.
Any questions?
This is the letter you were,
Yes.
you were talking about?
Yes.
That was
We
mailed out,
received it.
that was in
In
the
their packet?
Friday.
Okay.
So they received it, so you would have gotten it in your packet, Tom.